realize that we gotta start running clinics the old way, right? And that is where you do everything yourself, right? And that idea that marketing, will fix all your problems. So, and that's chasing what everyone else is doing with social media, getting more followers, spend more money on Google and Facebook, right? And randomly checking your revenue metrics, like once in a while you check your numbers. Or what most people do once a year, like the only time you look at their financial statements is when they get it from their accountant, from guys like Rohan, that says you got to file your taxes, and you're like, oh, I had a good year.
or the only measure of success is actually checking their bank account. Do I have money in the bank account or do I not? Right.
Right.
Yeah. So those are definitely not metrics.
Yeah, and the old way of running is like living in fear that your staff leaves, right? And
That's
I think especially in physiotherapy and chiropractics and massage, like there's such a shortage of practitioners out there. And then on the other hand is like you have all these HR agencies and like full-time recruiters trying to like poach your people at the same time. And so you're always living in fear, And when we talked about that, not sure how to overcome flat growth, right? And so that's and this new paradigm of like how we started running clinics the new way is that we, instead of like doing everything yourself, is about building like leaders around you to run the business for you, right? Instead of marketing will fix your problems, how can we operationalize patient experience so that every patients are happier when they come here and they also complete their plan of care, right? Which ultimately ends up meaning like you could actually make an extra 30-40% in your business. So instead of randomly checking your revenue metrics, do you have, and when I talk about revenue metrics, most people look at what's obvious: revenue, how many new patients, or how much visits, or what's my patient visit average, right? So the new way of doing it is like using behavior metrics on a weekly scoreboard, right? If I measure the behavior of my front desk, my clinicians, it will give me my revenue metrics or my assessment metrics, right? So instead of living in fear of your staff leaving, is having a lineup of people who want to work for you. And obviously is that like, when you can overcome flat growth, and I've seen this with a lot of the clients that we coached, and they're in their 50s, they're like excited to open up a second location and a third location because now they could scale profitability with multiple locations. And here, if you're going to take away anything from today's topic, is I want people to realize that most of you actually don't have a marketing problem. You have a people and a process problem.